So let's go ahead and begin with that. Sit comfortably, however that looks for you. And before we close our eyes, I want to just really help us relax down a little bit. So have your hands on your thighs, or if your legs are straight forward, just have your arms by your side and shrug your shoulders up toward your ears, squeeze them up, and then let them go. We're going to do that 2 more times. Squeeze your shoulders up toward your ears. Inhale. Exhale, let go. You can do that with a sigh if you want to. One more time. Good. Then let your breath adjust. Eyes can be closed. Just pay attention inward. What's happening in this body? How's the breath manifesting in this body? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it in the chest? Is it in the abdomen? And how's your mind doing in relationship to all of that? Maybe there's some static that's come with you from everything that's happened today. And static can be good or bad. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Just residue, leftovers, if you will. And maybe there's some anticipation for what will come after this moment. Regardless, allow your awareness, your mind, to just really be present. And you can do that by really being aware of what's happening in the body without creating a story around it. You can do that by becoming aware of your breath, not trying to change it, just aware of the inhale, aware of your exhale. Bringing your awareness to the present moment. No other moment exists. Remembering that happiness, contentment, and joy can only be experienced in the present moment. So, with this awareness, you are opening yourself up to those capacities. This inhale and this exhale. Then taking a deeper, fuller breath, go ahead and bring your palms together, lower the chin, and just honor yourself just as you are in this moment, perfectly imperfect. Body, breath, energy, and mind. And may this practice tonight be in service of that. Rubbing the palms together. Take the heated palms over your eyes and brush back over the top of your head, down the neck, over the body, bringing yourself on back. And we'll begin our physical practice on hands and knees. So go ahead and move any props you have off to the side and come over on over to table pose. Good. So before we start to move around too much, just go ahead and sway the hips from side to side. And if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can bring a blanket underneath the knees. Just swaying from side to side. We don't usually move the hips in this direction, so this might feel a bit different. I'm going to take my own advice and bring a blanket under my knees. Doesn't hurt yet, but just it might here in a minute. From side to side. That's much better. It's okay to take care of yourself. You know that? Good. And then we're going to move the hips kind of around in a circle. So what that looks like is you'll take the hips to one side, sway back to kind of like a half chair pose, go to the other side, then bring the hips forward. Just kind of rolling around in a circle, the hips. Taking deep, conscious breaths as you do so. You might feel some tension in the hip flexors here, or the hip joints. And we've been circling the hips in one direction. Let's go ahead and take the hips into the other direction. Still making those big circles. Taking deep breaths as we do so. One more breath here. And then go ahead and relax all the way back to child's pose. And in child's pose, we'll come into what's called active child. So with your fingertips on the ground, lift your palms. So it's like you're clawing the floor. Then walk your fingertips forward an inch or two. And then really powerfully feel your hips ground back towards your heels. And you'll feel this big stretch in your arms, your shoulders, maybe the sides of the body, maybe down to the hips themselves, lower back. And then keeping this extension in the spine, go ahead and walk your hands off of the left side of your yoga mat, reaching through the right hand. And again, feeling the hips grounding toward your heels. You'll be feeling some big length on the right side of your body here. And then walk your hands back to center. And let's go that other direction. Walk your hands off the right side of your mat, reaching through the left hand. And again, feeling the hips ground. Deep breaths into the left side, creating space in the ribs. Breathing into that left lung, creating space for the heart. And then walk the hands back to center carefully. Then inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Now it's our first down dog of the night, so let's walk it out a bit. Press a heel to the floor and bend the opposite knee. Pedaling the feet, big length in the legs. And of course, try to feel some length in your spine too as your hip bones reach up toward the sky behind you. Deep breaths. Just warming up here. Good. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale up to hands and knees. Look at your screen for just a moment. I'll demonstrate this next part. We're going to come back into down dog in a moment. And you're going to walk the dog out again, just like we were doing before. But I want you to make it dramatic. So you're going to bend a knee and allow the hips drop this time. There's a slight twisting at the navel. And then switch sides. This just gives you a bit more mobility in the lower back and in the hips themselves. All right. So from hands and knees, go ahead and come back into downward facing dog. And you can pedal the feet first just to get the legs involved. But after a while, allow a hip to drop as you bend that knee. And then drop the other side. And just move. Again, it's kind of dramatic. One hip, then the other hip. Breathe. We'll do a few more breaths. All right, inhale, float down, hands and knees. This time, bend your elbows in towards your waist and bring your heart to the floor. Release the hips back, release the feet, hands under your shoulders. And we'll move between cobra pose and locust pose. So with your next inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart and head, cobra, legs stay on the floor. As you exhale, release down. And this time we'll come into locust pose. So with your inhale, lift the head, chest, and then the legs as well behind you. And exhale, float back down. Now keeping the legs on the floor, inhale, just the head and chest, cobra pose. And exhale, float down. And then adding the legs in, locust pose, inhale. Exhale, float down. So we'll move between these two postures a few more times. Inhale, cobra, head and chest, legs stay on the floor. Exhale down. And then with the legs, locust pose, inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, locust. Exhale, release. One more time for each. Cobra, inhale. Exhale down. Locust pose. And exhale down. Go ahead and curl the toes under, push up to hands and knees, and back to downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, please lift your right leg high into the air behind you. And with your exhale, swing or carry step the right foot between your hands. Help the foot through. You can reach down and grab it, slide it forward if you need to. Then release the left knee down. You can release the foot as well. Then inhale, reach your arms forward, peel the chest away from the thigh, coming into the crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor, curl the back toes under, and carefully step back to downward facing dog. Now let's do the other side, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward, help it through, back knee to the ground. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lifting the arms up, turning the heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands down. Again, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Stepping back. Left leg lifts. Exhale, bring it through. Help it forward. Back knee on the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's keep going. Right leg lifts. And step. Knee down, come on up. Exhale, hands down, stepping back. Left leg. And step. Knee to the floor, inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down and step back. Good, let's do one more time on each side. We'll do something extra this time. Lift the right leg up, step the foot through, take the back knee down. Good, now allow the right chest to rest on top of the right thigh or the right rib cage. And then extend your arms straight forward out over the leg. Biceps by the ears. And we'll do a little bit of work for our backs here. So palms are facing one another, thumbs are pointing toward the ceiling. With an inhale, lift the thumbs and pull the chest away from the thigh. And then exhale, bring yourself back into that same position, extending the arm straight forward. Then inhale, lift the thumbs, opening yourself up and back. Exhale, extend forward again. Inhale again, crescent lunge. Exhale, coming forward, extend the arms. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good, and then exhale. Go ahead and bring the hands all the way down, and we'll step back to down dog again. Good, now we get to feel what that feels like on the other side. So lifting the left leg up, step it through. Help it forward, knee to the ground. Good. Now again, allow the left rib cage to rest on top of the left thigh to start. Extend your arms forward, palms facing one another. Good. And again, think about the thumbs here. Pull the thumbs back and allow that to peel the chest away from the thigh. And then exhale, come back into that same position. Inhale, peel the chest away from the thigh. Exhale, coming forward. Try to keep the arms up by the ears the entire time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Peel the chest away from the thigh. Turn the heart toward the ceiling. Good. Exhale, take the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, bring the heart to the floor. Release the hips back. Good. Let's just come into locust this time. Head, chest, and legs lift. Inhale. And exhale, float down. Curl the toes under. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. All right. From down dog, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Now allow the knees to be just gently bent here, just a little soft. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders, your arms. Just some deep breaths here. It's a slight inversion of the body. Then inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up, heart parallel to the floor and the spine extending forward. Exhale, fold back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, palms to shins. And as the chest comes parallel to the floor, the shoulders glide down the back. Exhale, fold. 3rd time's a charm. Inhale. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach. And palms to your heart. Good. Feel sensation after our warm up. Legs, the back, shoulders. And anywhere else that might feel warm. Good. So we're going to continue really getting into our bodies with a chair sequence. All right. So bring your feet about hip distance apart. Nice stable stance. And bring your palms to your heart. And with your inhale, sweep your arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your body down, sweep your arms behind you. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, come into chair pose, and stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, little back bend at the top, and then swan dive, fold forward over the legs. Palms to shins, halfway up here. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, flat back all the way up. Inhale, reach, and then sweep the palms to the heart. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Halfway up and down, all the way up to heart. And we're just going to keep this going for a few more rounds. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep. Inhale, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Lift on inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Palms to shins. And down. Inhale all the way up. And we're just going to immediately move into the next round. Bend the knees, sweep the arms back, chair prep. Inhale, chair pose. Stay. Lift on inhale. Swan dive, fold forward, exhale. Halfway up and down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, inhale. And again, bend the knees, sweep the arms back, chair prep, chair pose. Lift and fold. Halfway and down. All the way up, inhale. Chair prep, bend the knees, sweep it back. Chair pose. Lift on inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway rise and down. Inhale, sweep all the way up. We'll go one more round, all right? Bend the knees, sweep it back. Chair prep, chair pose. Lift, fold. Halfway up and down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. This time, palms to heart. Taking deep breaths in and out, feeling the beating of your heart, the pumping of your lungs, circulation in your body, release of tension. Feel your shoulders heavy. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Feel length on the left side of your neck. Bring your head back up. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Feel length on the right side of your neck. Bring your head back up. Go back to the first side, right ear to right shoulder. Pull the left shoulder down. Bring the head back up, left ear to left shoulder. Pull the right shoulder down. Bring the head back up, right ear to right shoulder. Pull the left shoulder down. Bring the head back up, left ear to left shoulder. Pull the right shoulder down. Bring the head back up to neutral. Release the hands. Oh, get nice and warmed up in the shoulders there. It's great to do a practice like that with the neck stretches after you warm up the shoulders because there's warmth there to help move some of that tension around and out. All right, so before we move into our sun salutation, I want to work with chair pose just one more time. Bear with me. We're just going to do a twist, all right? So for this one, keep the knees apart. Feet and knees are apart. Sometimes we do chair pose with the feet and knees together. We're not doing that right now. Have them apart, about hip width. Bring your palms to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees. Sink down as far as you can. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs. That was just a tester. Now we're going to go and we're going to stay for a moment. Exhale, bend the knees. And then take your right elbow across the body to rest on top of the left thigh or knee. Now, if that's too far for you, you can bring the elbow to the right knee instead. Okay, you'll still get a twist here. Whichever connection you have, roll the left shoulder back. If you can, look up. If you cannot look up, just look forward and breathe. Keep the knees bending. Good, all right. Inhale, unwind. Bring the hands to the floor as you straighten the legs. Standing forward fold. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Bring the palms to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees again, chair pose, sink it down deeply. And this time your left elbow comes across the top of your right knee. Now again, if you can't make that connection, bring the elbow to the inside of the left knee. Whichever connection you have, powerfully press the hands together, roll the right shoulder back, look up if you can. Keep the knees bending. Keep breathing. All right, inhale, unwind, hands to the floor, standing forward fold. Palms to shins halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good job. All right. So as we were doing that, I was kind of thinking about our sun salutation, which we're still going to do, but there's one more thing I want to do before we get there. And you can choose to practice this as a balancing posture. If you don't want to do it as a balancing posture and it just feels a little far for you, you could use a wall or a piece of furniture to stabilize yourself. So I'll show you what it is, and I'll show you how to use a piece of furniture if you need more support for it. So I'll show you what it's not. This is not dancer pose. Dancer pose where we reach back, grab the leg, and go into one of these things. It's pretty, it's fine, but it doesn't stretch the quad to the top of the thigh, which is what we're trying to do here with this exact exercise. And so what we'll do is we're going to stand on one leg and we'll work our way there. And you're going to lift a knee. And you're going to bring the knee down, reach back and grab the base of the toes and draw the heel in toward the seat. But at the same time, you're going to take this right hip bone and draw it forward. So the slight tucking under the tailbone. And this starts to stretch the top of the thigh. And we'll stay here and breathe for a bit. Now, if standing on one leg is a bit far for you tonight, which is okay if that's the case, you can use a wall or a piece of furniture. So I'm going to use this wardrobe right here. You'll do everything I just said, except you'll have a hand resting on the piece of furniture or the wall. And so you'll reach back, you'll grab the base of the toes, and you'll do everything I said. You'll draw the hip forward, heel in toward the seat. You could also use a chair. You could just hold onto the back of the chair here. I guess a dresser would work. Anything that has four legs and is stable. All right. So let's practice together if you're not already there. Again, if you want to balance in the room, go ahead and do so. Let's stand on the left leg to start and bring the right knee up. And then drop the right knee down. The heel is coming in toward the seat. Reach back and grab the base of the toes. The left hand can be on the wall, piece of furniture, whatever it needs to do, or it can just be on the hip. And then draw the right hip bone forward, draw the heel in toward your seat. Think about the knee drawing down toward the foot. A lot of cues there. Basically, you want to feel a stretch in the top of the right thigh. And breathe. Sometimes stretching the top of the thigh or the quad can cause some agitation. So just notice if that's the case for you and just take some deep breaths with it. Now, when it's time to release, don't slingshot the foot to the floor. Carefully release the foot down. It appreciates that kind of grace when you can muster it. All right, and then you notice a stark difference between the sensation on the right thigh and the left thigh. So we got to balance that out a bit. So again, whether you are using support from the wall or a chair or something, you can do that, or you can balance in the middle of the room. Either way, we're standing on the right leg this time. Go ahead and bring the left knee up. Take the left knee down, heel in toward the seat. Reach back with your left hand, grab the base of the toes, and then draw the left hip bone forward, and then draw the heel in toward your seat, the knee guiding downward toward the right foot. Let's breathe, especially if this stretch is feeling a bit tight. Try not to clench your jaw, soft face, deep breaths. Keep drawing that left hip bone forward. And again, don't slingshot the foot to the floor, just carefully release it down. And once both feet are firmly planted, go ahead and fold forward again, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And release the arms on down. Good. So now we'll do that sun salutation I keep teasing you with. So whatever direction is the front of your mat, go ahead and step to that direction. And have the feet stacking underneath the hips again. And we'll use that chair flow we learned earlier as our intro to the sun salutation. Palms to heart. Find your breath, aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And we'll let the breath guide us. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend your knees, chair prep, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. And then swan dive forward, exhale. Palms to shins, halfway up, please. Exhale, release. Take the right foot way back. Release the right knee to the ground. Release the foot. Inhale, crescent lunge, turning the heart toward the ceiling. And then exhale, take the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And then bend the elbows in toward the waist. Bring the heart to the floor. Release the hips back. Hands under the shoulders. Go ahead and press the pelvis into the floor. Inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs, locust pose. And then exhale, float down. Curl the toes under. Push up to hands and knees and back to downward facing dog, stepping the feet forward just a little bit. Good. The right leg lifts into the air now. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Good. And then exhale, bring the hands down, step forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, inhale. And palms to the heart. And we're just going to keep this going. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep, bend the knees. Chair pose. And then inhale, straighten the legs. And swan dive. Halfway up. And down. Go ahead and step the left foot back this time. Back knee to the floor. Crescent lunge, inhale. And then exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Good. Hands and knees. And then chest press. Bring the heart down to the floor. Release the hips. Locust pose. Head, chest, and legs. Inhale. Exhale, float down. Curl the toes under. Push up and back. Downward dog. All right, once you're there, left leg lifts. And step it through. Back knee to the floor. Crescent lunge. Inhale, rise. Good. Exhale, hands down, step forward, palms to shins, and release. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, and palms to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep up, chair prep, chair pose. Good. Extend, lift up, inhale, and fold forward. Palms to shins. And release. Step the right foot back. Knee to the ground. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Again, hands and knees. Bring the heart down. Release the hips. Inhale, locust pose. Head, chest, and legs. Exhale, float down. Curl the toes under. Again, push up. and back to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Inhale, come up. And then bring the hands down, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, and we'll move right into the next round. Bend the knees, chair prep, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Lift on inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Palms to shins. And release. Step the left foot back this time. Knee to the ground. Inhale, crescent lunge. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping back. Hands and knees. Heart to the floor. Rounding the pelvis. Inhale, come up, locust pose, head, chest, and legs. And then come on down, push up, and back, downward facing dog. Once you're there, left leg lifts, and step it on through. Knee to the ground, crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. 2 more rounds. Bend the knees, sweep the arms back, chair prep, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up. And down, right foot steps. Crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Hands and knees to heart down. All the way onto the belly. Pelvis grounding, locust lift, head, chest, legs. Inhale. And then exhale, float down, push up, and back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, please. Exhale, step the foot forward. Knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. One more time, bend the knees, sweep it back. Chair pose. Lift and fold. Halfway. Left leg. Knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Hands and knees to heart down. Pelvis grounding, locust lift. And release, pushing up to downward facing dog. All right, last time, left leg lifts. Step it forward. Knee to the ground, come on up. Hands to the floor, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Take a moment with the eyes closed. Just feel sensation in your body, your breath rate, your heart rate. Maybe there's some sweat. Maybe there's some muscles that are really calling to you right now. With your next inhale, sweep your arms out and overhead. And at the top of the inhale, hold your breath in for 3, 2, 1. Release the arms. Exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Hold the breath in at the top for 3, 2, 1. Sigh it out. One more time. Hold. Good. So move the body quite a bit. We kind of got some energy moving. And that breathing technique where you hold the breath in at the top really just helps to ground your awareness just a bit more. We're not spinning off into space as much. All right, so we're going to start to bring our bodies and our energies back down to the floor. But I can't just tell you to do that. I have to tell you how to get there. So have your feet about hip distance apart. And with your inhale, lift your arms overhead. Then exhale, just release your arms down. We're going to do the same thing with the arms, but this time lift the arms up and roll onto the balls of your feet. Lift the heels. And then exhale, lower the arms, lower the heels at the same time, or try to. Inhale, rolling on up. And exhale, rolling on down. Do your best with this. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, roll down. Let's do a couple more. And then why not? We'll try to balance, all right? So go ahead and come onto the balls of the feet. Lift the arms up, extend through the whole body. Feel the pelvis drawing in and up as well. And try to balance. And if you fall, it's fine. Just come back into it. Focus your eyes to a single non-moving point that can be helpful. Leave the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower just the heels. Inhale, extend through the arms. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Good. Take your time as you step back to downward facing dog. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And then exhale, bend your elbows in toward your waist. Bring your heart to the floor again. Good. Now from here, go ahead and come up onto your elbows. Your elbows just a bit forward of your shoulders. Practicing Sphinx pose here for just a moment. So you're going to press the forearms and the hands into the floor. Lift the chest as far away from the floor as you can and look forward. You might even feel the navel pull into the body and draw forward as well. Good, and breathe. And then next, we're going to transition from this pose into a restorative posture called crocodile pose. So stay where you're at and look at the screen if it's convenient for you. We're going to start with the feet. The feet are going to come about mat width apart, and the inside arches are going to relax against the floor. Good. So that's from the waist down. And this allows the pelvis to spread into the ground. And then the next is you're going to cross your arms in front of you. And it's not a face plant. You're not going to have the arms all the way forward looking down. It's not that. You're going to have the arms set back toward the chest so that the chest lifts up off the ground. And you can still rest the head on the back of the hands, but there's a little bit of space in front of the chest. All right. So if you haven't already moved into that, go ahead and do so now. Again, the arches are about mat width apart, or maybe even a little bit wider, depending on how long your legs are. Good. And then the arms cross in front of you. And then if you'd like to relax the forehead down onto the back of the hands or arms. Just taking some deep breaths here to start. And then bring your awareness to your breath in your abdomen. It may even feel a bit counterintuitive, but I'm going to ask you to breathe into your belly here. Inhale, feeling the belly press into the floor. Exhale, feeling it pull away. Indeed, it's the breath in the belly that makes this such a restorative posture. When we breathe to the belly here, we're placing slight pressure on the vagus nerve, which runs along the inside of your spine, the inside side of your spine. And when we put pressure on that nerve at the navel, it sends a signal to your brain to lower your blood pressure and to calm your nervous system. It's a physical switch to help regulate and even turn off your stress response. So breathe to your belly here. And when your mind wanders and you lose the belly breath, just come back to it without judgment. Staying here for just a few more rounds of breath. I recommend this exercise in particular anytime you're feeling a high stress response. Maybe it's a panic attack, maybe it's severe anxiety or agitation. Anytime that you're hyper aroused, as they call it, come down onto your belly and breathe to it here. And know that this pose is here for you whenever, if ever you need it. But for now, we'll move along with our practice. Take a deeper, fuller breath. And bring the legs closer together. And slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then you can stay in the same orientation you're in right now, but go ahead and roll over onto your back. Coming onto your back. It's kind of like a roll and scooch situation. And take your time with that and notice how you feel as you move after having breathed to your belly like that for, we're there for about 2 or 3 minutes. You might feel tired. You also just might feel really calm. Or none of that at all. Maybe it's something else. It's fine too. Once you're on your back, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. And keep the knees drawn in. Take your arms out to the side, making a T shape with the body. And if you have some constraints spatially, you could also do goalpost or cactus arms. Good. So take a deep breath in. With your exhale, allow your knees to fall to your right side. And as the knees fall to the right, think about your left shoulder and elbow grounding to the floor behind you. You can turn your chin to the left, away from the knees, and your right hand can rest gently on top of your left thigh. Not forcing the twist, but just resting there on top of the thigh. And breathe. Allowing yourself to be really aware of the breath here. Again, just like I mentioned at the beginning, when we're aware of the breath, we're here in the present moment. All right. So when you're ready, be careful, be gentle, and let's switch sides. Bring the knees back to center. And as you're ready, go ahead and take the knees to the left. Feel your right shoulder and elbow ground behind you. Allow the chin to turn to the right. And the left hand can rest gently on top of the thigh. And breathe. Grounding your awareness in the breath, staying here with this pose in the present moment. Don't let your mind drift too far. All right, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath and bring the knees back to center and hug them in. All right, so when you feel complete in this pose, carefully extend your legs down to the floor and prepare yourself to rest here for a few minutes, bringing any support where you need it, maybe a blanket over your body or a blanket or pillow under your head. Make yourself comfortable and as you come down to rest, make any final adjustments to really just allow yourself to rest here in stillness. In fact, once you do feel settled, do your best to not move at all. Even if there's some light irritation that's trying to call your attention, try to remain still anyway. If it's a light itch, just leave it. Just let yourself be. You don't have to attend to anything right now. This is the time that you have set aside to truly rest, to just be. And when your mind tries to take you into some task, just let it go and just be again. peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath and make some gentle, intentional movements in your hands, feet, arms, and legs, gently bringing your body and awareness back. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your right side and come on up to a seat. So sitting tall, bring your palms to your heart and lower your chin. Taking a deep breath in and out. And just honor yourself. Honor you for all of the work you've done here tonight. Gratitude for the effort, for the will, the determination. And may that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.